Alright, hello, I'm Cleopatra Wallace, and this video is all about Suzanne Simpson. Alright, so we're going to get straight into it. No video today because I'm a bit in a hurry. But I'm sure if you're over here, you already know Suzanne's story. And if you don't, I'm going to tell it to you while I set everything up. Okay, so the window opens on October the 6th of 2024. Suzanne and Brad Simpson went to a fancy dinner party at this place called the Argyle. The Argyle's physical address is 934 Patterson Avenue, San Antonio, Texas, 78209. Now, while they are at this fancy dinner party, they have some sort of a disagreement. So they leave together and they go home. Their actual home is located on East Almost Drive, and that is in the zip code of 78212. So while we are at their home in the 78212 zip code, one of the neighbors heard an outside disturbance. So when he looked out the window, he saw Brad tackling Suzanne, pulling her to the ground. So at this point, there are reports that he went, downstairs with a flashlight or whatever to see if he can see them, but he couldn't see them anymore. But he did hear a few screams coming from a bushy area in the neighborhood. I guess there's a bit of a tree line. And that's the end of that night. Now, on October the 7th, on Monday, they have a child that's still in school. And the school called and said that the child had not been picked up yet. So that's when Brad's like, oh no, she's missing. And he makes a police report. All right, they're pretty quiet. We're going to switch. Let's switch over to the Omega Land deck. All right, so on October the 7th, he reports her missing when she didn't pick up the kids. So a few days pass. They absolutely cannot find her. And Brad was called back in to do a follow-up interview about his missing wife. All right, we have one. I'd like to start with 4 more. And he didn't show up for the follow-up interview. So they arrested him on October the 10th. So that's our whole window. It begins on Sunday, October the 6th, 2024 at 11 p.m. It ends Thursday. All right, we got another one. We only need 2 more. It ends Thursday, October the 10th at 6 a.m. Almost 4 days. All right, we have 3. Now, at some point, they asked their daughter if, I don't know what they asked her, but her response was, I seen, daddy hit mom in the face or something like that, and he took her phone. And it's also important to note that on October the 7th, her phone did ping at 7:15 a.m. And it was not at their neighborhood. All right, we have our 4th card. So at this time, the husband's arrested. I guess the child is staying with family. And Suzanne Simpson is still missing. Now, she was the last seen wearing her little black dress and some nude colored pumps. The husband drives a black GMC. And if anyone's in that area has seen, a black GMC being suspicious, between October the 6th and October the 10th, the police would like for you to let them know. All right, so the first card out is the 4 of Cups. Right away, this has the husband's energy on it. It also has the bushy area. See that tree line back there? Also, I see some heavy drinking, like really heavy drinking. All right, let's clarify. All right, Spirit, as you know, we're with Suzanne Simpson. Her and her husband had a disagreement. They live in the zip code of 78212, which is located in East Almost Drive. Her and Brad left a fancy dinner. All right. I was about to ask about the tree line. I don't like it. This is the lone and level sand, which to me always ends up looking like a bit of a shallow grave because even though it's a statue, once you pull it back, it starts to look like. And this card came out in response to the drinking and the wooded area. So it looks like we have a bit of I don't want to say it, but it looks like a something very, very poorly. All right, let's clarify this again. Spirit, we're with Brad Simpson now. Suzanne Simpson is out of sight. We can't see her anymore. But as we are with Brad between the time of Sunday, October the 6th, 2024, at 11 p.m. and Thursday, October the 10th at 6 a.m. Can you give me the energy of him when he's in that wooded area? What's Brad's energy like? What are his thoughts like? Almost when he's in this wooded area. All right. The judgment. Judgment. Now, usually judgment is about, this card signifies somebody coming back from the dead. It's like that whole Bible thing. But for this judgment, we're asking about his energy towards her when he was in the bushy area. And this is the energy of passing judgment. Like assigning fault to someone, like this is your fault. I feel like I'm able to almost like work as the judge and the executioner because they were married for 22 years. So he, at this point, he feels like he knows her in and out. But there was some harsh judgment. Like not only name calling, but like things that happened years ago. Like if you would have did this, that wouldn't have happened. Like we're here right now because of the poor choices or because I tried to do things your way and now look. Yeah. They was going through it in that bushy area. All right, let's move on to the next card. All right, next card out is the Nine of Swords, which is, anxiety, nightmares, stuck in your head in a way. There are sharp objects on this. I'm trying to feel like, is that a weapon that was used? Like, we know they're crossbows. There's 9 of them. But let's clarify it. Because I don't feel like there was a it's not the energy of a gun. But it's also I don't know, the way this is right here, that crease right there. I feel like there could have been like an attempt to slit someone's throat. Let's clarify. All right, in the clarifier, we're going to use the Beauty of Horror deck. All right, Spirit. We are, do that, I didn't like that. We are somewhere between the times of Sunday, October the 6th, 2024, and Thursday, October the 10th, 6 a.m. We are in the zip code 78212. We're with Suzanne and Brad Simpson. They've been married 22 years. Brad drives a black GMC truck. Susan was last seen in her little black dress. You show me energy directed at someone's neck or head. What can you tell me about this energy being directed towards someone's face? They're popping, but they're not falling. What is the energy with this 9 of Swords with the energy going towards a person's face or neck? Tell me more about it. Almost. I want to know more about the energy that was directed at someone's neck or face. We're in the zip code 78212. They went to a fancy little party at the Argyle that was located at 934 Patterson Drive, 78209. They had an argument there that followed them home. Tell me more about the injury to the neck or the head. Not in here. Let's look over here. Can I pick them up first? All right, so we're going to try the Edgar Allan Poe. Spirit, we're still in the zip code 78212. Brad and Suzanne Simpson have been married for 22 years. They live on East Almost Drive that is located in Almost Park. Brad drives a black GMC truck. Susan didn't pick her child up from school on the 7th. She's reported missing. Tell me more about the injury to the neck or head. Tell me more. All right. All right. We have 2 cards. They came out at the same time. First, we have the Hangman. Again, it's the sharp object. The hangman, a lot of times, is just a person hanging upside down. But this hangman has, like, one of those blades that swing back and forth, and then it slowly get closer and closer to you till it gets you. And the way the neck is exposed here, if it came, the rest of his body's tied up. But if it came down at the right angle, also they want me to notice that he's laying on top of a really big rock. But this was like some kind of big rock too. I almost get the energy or the feeling like we're in like a woody area and something happens, but somehow she's underneath stuff. Like this. Like if you dig a little hole, right? Then you put something in the hole, then you cover it up with dirt. But you also roll like a big ass stone or something on top of it. So when people come looking, they're just like, oh, that's just a big rock. You know, it's clearly been there. But now it has something underneath it. All right, let's see the next one. The next one was the Three of Wands. And this has the energy of the neighbor. Cause like he said, 11 p.m. he heard them fighting. So he saw him tackle her. And then I guess he got a flashlight and went downstairs. But then when you get downstairs, there's nothing there. Like there is a ship passing over there, but that's you can't see all the way over there. All right, so let's ask a question because we're in their neighborhood. Because now we're seeing their neighbor. All right, so to clarify the neighbor going to look, we're going to use the Teddy Bear Tarot. All right, Spirit, we are still between the times of October the 6th, 2024, 11 p.m. and Thursday, October the 10th, 6 a.m. We're in the zip code of 78212. Later, after the disturbance, a neighbor went to look. The neighbor didn't see anybody. That's what I was going to say. Now, these cards are on the neighbor going to look. All right. Well, they were sleeping good. So the neighbor was fast asleep. Or, it was nighttime. All right. Here we go. The neighbor goes outside to have a look. There's absolutely nothing there. Except for, I guess, the bushy area right there. That is truly the stuff of nightmares. To look out the window, see one of your neighbors being attacked, and then to go down there and look and don't see nothing. I probably would have called the police when I heard that screaming in the bushes. All right. So let's clarify this time with one more thing. All right, Spirit. As you know, we're in the zip code 78212. We're between the hours of Sunday, October the 6th, 2024, 11 p.m. and Thursday, October the 10th at 6 a.m. It is now past 11 p.m. We're moving closer to 12 a.m. on the 7th. You showed me that the neighbor was, awoken or aroused. Hold on. There's two of them. All right, so we have the death card comes out. There's a body of water here, but I don't know. It doesn't, I don't get anything out of the water. I'm going to clarify it. You know, there's something weird going on with this hand. I feel like her hand got broke. Like the part like right here. And the other card was the Nine of Wands, which has the little ghost on it. It's a ghost. I'm going to clarify the hand thing. That was quick. If he was able to turn her into a ghost that quick from being tackled in the front yard, somebody putting on their shoes and pants and going outside, gone. Altogether, I'm thinking that'll take like 6-7 minutes to get downstairs. Oh, are you right? Wait, they done got mixed up. All right. All right, Spirit, I seem to see a break or a fracture to Suzanne's hand. Can you tell me more about the injury to her hand? What happened to Susan's hand between October the 6th, 2024 and October the 10th, 2024? Tell me more about the hand injury. This is quite a bit, so I'm going to take the top and the bottom. All right. So what came out is Judgment again. And now we have the 10 of Swords. And here we are again with the sharp objects. So this is the third cutting thing. First we had these by the neck area. Then we have this one with the exposed neck. And finally, we have these ones. There was a knife involved. And knives are very personal. You have to get real close to a person to stab them. Like you can shoot someone from across the room or across the parking lot. But to stab someone, you have to be really up close and personal. All right, we have 2 more cards left. All right, so we have the fool that comes out. And he's drinking, heavy drinking, as I stated earlier. Yeah, Brad was, he was really drunk, very drunk. But that's no excuse. Now, also, the thing about this fool card is the fool usually has a pet, like a little dog or I don't see fools have all types of pets and cards. This fool doesn't have a pet of all, but they do have this shadow thing right here. It's the only other thing in the picture. So that's the closest thing they have to a pet is this shadow. I've seen this before to where the person had a like a shadow energy around them, and it was mental illness. Like they were schizophrenic. But they were married 22 years. But being married 22 years doesn't mean that you're not schizophrenic. I'm not diagnosing anyone. But he had something going on in his mind. I don't know if he was living in the past or had some sort of resentment towards Suzanne. But the constant thinking, overthinking about something negative just kind of boiled over. Let's see what Brad was thinking about, shall we? Where is the spider duck at? All right, Spirit. As it relates to Suzanne and Brad Simpson, Susan being 51, Brad's age is unknown, or unknown to me. Someone knows it. We're in the zip code 78212. All right, what came out is carelessness. But I was going to ask, what is he thinking about so much? This here seems just show a woman slipping. I don't like it though, because it does kind of look like a little pit, right? And there's a big stone right there. Because I was getting the energy that she might be under a big stone. Or just under something big. Spirit, I'm wanting to know, what was it that Brad was thinking about constantly in his mind that had him disturbed? Can you tell me what was Brad Simpson's constant thought? 2 cards. And these are his thoughts. Wow, they're exact opposites. Consecutive. That doesn't happen often. It might be bipolar then. We have card 49 and card 50. One is pleasant dreams and one is nightmares. This is like the same, a coin that has two sides. Well, bravo, Spirit. I haven't seen consecutive cards out of the spider deck in a few years. It takes a lot to put the cards in order in your Spirit. The way it goes from positive to negative, like, the positive cards have the triangles, the negative ones don't in this deck. And we are trying to see what his mental state was. I kind of feel like he was bipolar. That is a good reference. Do you remember it was this old movie, Puppet Masters, where they had like these little puppet dolls that was killing people, and one of the dolls' face would turn, it would like switch around, and when it stopped again, he'll be smiling, and then it'll turn and flip around again, and then he'll be frowning. And I even seen one where it flipped it around and he was like surprised and had his like hands up to his face and his face was making a surprise. But the thing was able to change its face depending on how it felt or depending on what was going on around it. So Brad Simpson was a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde, was he? All right, the last card. The Knight of Wands. A man on the move. Well, he was on the move. He had 4 days. Then they went and arrested him because he didn't come back for the follow-up. Again, the bushy area is still here. I know. This is the energy of him leaving the area where she last was. There's a little stream here. And it looks like a stream and a pier or something. Like this wood structure could be a pier. So we have a pier and a tree line. All right, so let's ask this question. We're going to use the Edgar Allan Poe deck. All right, thank you, Spirit. Go to today's date. Today is October the 13th, 2024. The time right now is 3 p.m. If I were exactly where Suzanne Simpson is right now, and I were to stand up and face forward, what would I see if I was in her spot right now? When I look forward, what's in front of me? Oh, there it goes. It was face down. Let's see what is the environment like. A house. If I was where she was at right now and stood up, I could see a house. And look behind the house, we have that tree line. And again, this man with this bird. You see him with the bird? He also had this bird thing around him in this card. For some reason, that bird is significant. I don't know. Like, I kind of see like a vulture. So I don't know if they, depending on how you leave a person, vultures will come. Again, I see this like pier structure. This wood thing that's over the water. is the same as this thing. Or this thing right here, this one. So there is like some sort of, there's a bit of, I want to say a trail maybe, but not really, because in these bushes, I don't see a trail. So no, there's no trail. But there could be like a really small stream of water somewhere. And also be aware of piers. And this house that she is in close circumference with, that looks like some kind of stucco. It's not vinyl siding and it's not brick. To me, it looks like stucco. Or sandstone, or say sandstone. All right, let's leave it there. If you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because who knows what's going to happen next.